Hello everyone, my name is Khôi. I'm 36 years old and I live alone in the beautiful coastal city of Nha Trang, Vietnam. First of all, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. This channel is where I want to share my real life, not just the highlights, but also the journey, the challenges, and the lessons I've learned along the way. Today's video is a little different. Instead of showing sports or daily activities, I want to sit down and tell you the story of my career and how my life has changed over the years. Looking back, I realized that every stage of my life taught me something valuable. Some decisions were easy, while others completely changed my future. Before I begin, let me tell you a little about where I live. Nha Trang is one of the most beautiful beach cities in Vietnam. Every morning, the sun rises over the ocean, and the fresh sea breeze makes the city feel peaceful and relaxing. Thousands of tourists visit every year to enjoy the beaches, fresh seafood, and warm weather. If you ever have the chance to travel to Vietnam, I highly recommend adding Nha Trang to your list. I believe you fall in love with this city just like I did. Living alone has also taught me many things. Every meal, every bill, every decision, and every challenge depends entirely on me. At first, it wasn't always easy, but over time, I learned to enjoy this lifestyle. It gives me freedom, independence, and enough quiet moments to think about what I truly want in life. So today, I'd like to take you back to where everything started, from my days as a university student to working as an accountant, becoming a table tennis coach, discovering pickleball, and now beginning a completely new adventure as a YouTuber. I hope my story can inspire anyone who is thinking about making a big change in life. So, let's start from the beginning. My journey really began when I graduated from university in 2012 with a degree in accounting. Like many students, I believed that finding a stable office job was the best path to a secure future. After spending years studying, I was excited to finally start my career and become financially independent. In 2013, I was fortunate to get a job as an accounts payable accountant at a 5-star hotel in Nha Trang. It was my first full-time professional job, and I remember feeling both nervous and excited on my first day. Everything seemed so new. The large hotel, the professional working environment, and the responsibility that came with handling financial records. My main job was processing payments, checking invoices, and making sure the hotel's financial transactions were accurate. Accounting requires patience and attention to detail because even a small mistake can create bigger problems later. At first, I had to learn quickly, but after a few months, I became more confident and comfortable with the work. Back then, my salary was around $500 per month. It may not sound like a lot in some countries, but for me, living alone in Vietnam, it was a comfortable income. I could pay my rent, buy food, save a little money, and still enjoy simple things like meeting friends for coffee or taking a walk along the beach after work. For almost 5 years, this became my daily routine. Every morning I went to the office, worked with numbers, documents, and spreadsheets, and returned home in the evening. Life was stable, predictable, and safe. Many people would probably have been happy to continue living that way. But as the years passed, I slowly realized something was changing inside me. Although my career was stable, I didn't feel as energetic or excited as I used to. Deep down, I began asking myself an important question. Is this really the life I want for the next 20 or 30 years? By 2019, I knew something had to change. Working in an office had given me financial stability, but it also came with a lifestyle that wasn't making me happy anymore. I spent most of my day sitting in front of a computer, looking at numbers and paperwork. Day after day, my routine hardly changed. I started feeling tired more often, my body became less active, and I realized that my health was slowly getting worse. More importantly, I no longer felt excited when I woke up in the morning. I wasn't unhappy with my job, but I wasn't passionate about it either. I believe that we spend a huge part of our lives working, so if we don't enjoy what we do, life can become repetitive and meaningless. After thinking about it for a long time, I made one of the biggest decisions of my life. I resigned from my accounting job. Many people thought I was taking a big risk. Some friends even asked me if I was sure because I was leaving a stable position with a regular salary. Honestly, I was nervous too. I didn't know exactly what I would do next, but I knew I wanted a healthier and more active life. Then, only a few months later, something happened that changed the entire world. In early 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic spread across the globe. Tourism almost stopped overnight. Businesses closed, hotels became quiet, and millions of people suddenly lost their jobs. Like everyone else, I had no idea what the future would look like. But sometimes, difficult times also create unexpected opportunities. In March 2020, several of my close friends invited me to start a table tennis club together. We believed that when life returned to normal, people would want a place to exercise, relax, and spend time with friends. It was an exciting idea, but it was also a huge investment. The five of us decided to invest about $20,000 to build the club. Looking back today, that decision completely changed the direction of my life in ways I could never have imagined. Starting a table tennis club during the pandemic was far from easy. There were many days when we wondered if we had made the right decision. The number of players was small at first, and nobody knew when life would return to normal. We had rent to pay, equipment to maintain, and many expenses that continued every month. There were moments when I felt worried, but giving up was never an option. Since the five of us had already committed to this dream, we decided to keep moving forward together. As more people discovered our club, things slowly began to improve. Some came to exercise after work, some wanted to learn a new sport, and others simply enjoyed the friendly atmosphere. Watching the club become more active little by little gave me hope that we were building something meaningful. That was also when I began teaching table tennis. I charged around $10 per hour, and on most days, I taught 3 or 4 hours. Compared to my previous office job, this work felt completely different. Instead of sitting behind a desk all day, I was moving, demonstrating techniques, talking with students, and helping people improve their skills. Every lesson was different, and every student had their own goals. Seeing someone become more confident because of my coaching was incredibly rewarding. Today, our table tennis club is still operating, and I'm grateful that we made the decision to keep going. Then, in 2025, another opportunity appeared. Pickleball suddenly became one of the fastest growing sports in Vietnam. At first, I was simply curious. I wanted to understand why so many people were talking about it. So I started playing, studying the techniques, watching experienced players, and practicing as much as I could. The more I learned, the more I enjoyed the game. Before long, I began teaching pickleball as well, earning about $10 per hour. For me, it wasn't just another job. It was another chance to meet new people, continue learning, and build a career around sports. Something I never imagined when I was working as an accountant years earlier. Looking back today, I sometimes smile when I think about how much my life has changed. If someone had told me 10 years ago that I would leave accounting, become a table tennis coach, teach pickleball, and start making YouTube videos, I probably wouldn't have believed them. Life has a funny way of taking us in directions we never expect. Right now, I feel grateful for the life I have. Every day is different. Some mornings I coach table tennis. Other days I teach pickleball. In my free time, I record videos, learn new editing skills, and try to understand how YouTube works. I'm still a beginner and I still have a lot to learn, but I genuinely enjoy the process. My goal isn't simply to earn more money. Of course, having another source of income would be wonderful, but I also want to create videos that people enjoy watching. I hope this channel can become a place where I share not only sports, but also my daily life, my travels, my thoughts, and the lessons I continue to learn along the way. Living alone has taught me that success doesn't happen overnight. Every achievement is built one small step at a time. Sometimes life doesn't go according to plan, but that doesn't mean your story is over. In fact, the biggest opportunities often appear when you're willing to try something new. If you're watching this and you're thinking about changing careers, learning a new skill, or starting over, I hope my story encourages you to take that first step. You don't have to have everything figured out. You just have to keep moving forward. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I truly appreciate every single view, every comment, and every subscriber. Your support motivates me to continue sharing my journey and creating better videos in the future. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and join me as I continue exploring life, sports, and new adventures here in beautiful Nha Trang, Vietnam. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next video.